Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sound Lodge Podcast, also known as the Lodge Podcast.
Welcome, Slodgers, to episode 26.
26.
Let's kick it off, baby. Come on now.
Let's kick it off. And the first thing we have to say is you're going to be so confused because it's totally irrelevant to anything that you've ever experienced on this podcast. But the way that we know, like, what certain times that we need to cut recording or whatever.
But as they know, we never cut ever.
Yeah, it's just more
like
completely uncut podcast.
To know when we're talking about different things, we laugh and stuff.
To know when we're like talking about different topics. Exactly. Mm-hmm. We both do the timer on our phones, and we try to get it at the same time. And we'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and try to press it so that it matches up perfectly to the millisecond. And we've been doing that for maybe like 10, 15 episodes now.
Yeah.
And we finally got it. What was the last episode?
Last episode,
we got it perfectly
to the millisecond.
Exactly the same. We didn't ever think it was possible.
We didn't think it was possible.
Here's screenshot proof of the numbers.
Screenshot proof right there. I mean, it was pretty unbelievable. And, you'd think that would relate to us having a phenomenal 25th episode. Mm-hmm. But I think that last episode might have been our most dead episode we've ever done.
Yeah. Why? Did we film that one late? Was that why we were brain dead? Oh, no. We were practicing beforehand.
Yeah, we practiced a bunch.
Yeah, and then we were just brain dead afterwards.
A lot of y'all said that y'all actually liked. Did you see those comments? A lot of people said that they actually liked us.
I can't read.
Oh yeah, true. I have to relate everything. I actually run your YouTube channel. You don't know what any of the buttons mean.
Yeah.
You just film videos, edit them, and then send them to me, and I upload them.
That's actually why I moved here, so it's easier for you to upload my YouTube videos because I can't.
I'm your caregiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. A lot of people said, because I remember I asked. It's raining right now.
It is raining.
So I think we're gonna play Minecraft.
If you can hear it. Wait.
I could open the window. We could get a little ASMR episode.
Yeah. It's just insanely loud.
You can't hear anything. Zombie X said, honestly, you guys just effing around on the podcast and not taking it seriously is super hilarious and entertaining.
Thank you.
And Normie said facts. So we're just going to F around.
Yeah. We're going to frick around, fiddle around. Whatever, man.
Whatever floats your boat. But yeah, we're going to go play Minecraft, guys.
Yeah.
This is going to be I think this was 1 minute episode.
Yeah, our shortest podcast yet.
No, how's life been? How's your ear doing?
It's actually doing a lot better. Knock on wood, obviously, but
so good to hear.
Yeah, one thing that I've actively been doing is trying to use headphones less. I've been trying to use speakers more. Also, another huge thing is I've been trying to not put my headphones on right after I get out of the shower because that traps in the moisture and stuff, and it can cause bacteria to grow and stuff in there. So I've been definitely making an effort not to do that. And in my head I was thinking that shouldn't be the problem because I've done that for so long and never had a problem. But then also the other counter thought to that was well, just because something hasn't happened doesn't mean that's not the cause of it happening, you know? Mm-hmm. So that could be, there's a bunch of different reasons why. When it started was after I had cleaned out my ears. So that's why I thought with a Q-tip, which you're not supposed to do, granted, I'm aware of that you're not supposed to clean out your ears with Q-tips. But I did it because it was there was a lot of wax in there. And I just thought that I had pushed wax further into my ear. Mm-hmm. But what I think may have happened, because I was reading some Reddit posts from people talking about having similar problems, your earwax in your ear acts as a natural barrier to bacteria and shit. So I think I could have maybe just cleaned it out too much to the point where bacteria was able to get in there and grow. Especially that combined with the fact that at the time I was working on the album, so I was wearing headphones a ton. Yeah. And also I was wearing them. You can even see in the video that my hair was kind of wet while I had the headphones on. So that's kind of what I thought of is maybe I just clean out my ear a bunch and then I was doing the headphone thing. And those headphones are old and disgusting anyway, so that probably doesn't help. So that's what I think may have started it, and then it was just an ongoing thing of whatever. And there's still a little ringing for sure. I have some ringing going on, but the fact that it's not muffled as much in that ear is a relief to me. So hopefully it stays that way. But whatever happens. But it feels better than it was. So
whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to live, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked I like the response that you got on your video.
Yeah, people talking about their hearing problems and stuff is really cool.
Very positive. I'm glad you posted that video because those videos are always nice to see.
Yeah.
Just people being real on the app.
Yeah, I think also for people who are experiencing stuff like that, it's good to know that like other people go through that too. To like the people who were commenting on it, seeing everybody else's comments too is probably really encouraging because it's like, yeah, man, like I have, tinnitus or I have this or I have whatever other ear thing and like I've had a small ear canal since birth and all the things people are saying like, but like it gets better, like I've gotten past it and I've still been able to make music. So it's cool to see and it's inspiring to see all the people who have such a passion for music that they're not going to let anything stop them and they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, though it's like 80% of those comments, and then you always have like 20% of just fear-mongering comments that are like, you need to go see a specialist right now.
Exactly. There was a bunch of those. And there's a part of me where it's like, oh God, maybe I do.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, but also like, the thing is, I think about people like that, and those people care just as much as anybody else too. But like, they've just probably had, like everybody speaks from the lens of everything that they've experienced.
I'm not saying they're trying to fearmonger. I'm just saying,
totally not. But it's just it is kind of goofy to see.
Naturally, if you post that video and you see that, you're like, wait, I need to do this right now.
I'm gonna die. This is brain cancer. Yeah, no. So.
I think you
WebMD.
WebMD. I have a small lump on my arm.
Yeah. You will die within the next 6 weeks. Yeah, no. So it was cool, that response in that video, and I'm also just excited because I'm working on a lot of other really cool videos right now that I'm super excited about, and just hype for all the videos and such.
Yeah, that's nice. I remember when we were talking about mixing, I told you that I do like my mixing process is like 60% headphones, 40% speakers, 40% monitors, and you said yours is like mainly on the headphones. So are you going to start like introducing the monitors more?
Yeah, I think when I was just making this song, I was doing a lot of it like. Doing a lot of the really boring like chopping and slicing things. Like I do that a lot with drums. There's no real reason that I need to have headphones on for that.
True, yeah.
So like for the kind of mundane stuff that I don't really need to like hear the sound super accurately, I'm just going to start using speakers now. And also maybe for some editing stuff, like to edit shorts, maybe I'll probably just do speakers and stuff like that. So I think for the things where I'm really familiar, like visually with how they are, and this is, I think even somebody said this, or I responded to somebody's comment on that video, and I said like, because so much stuff in the computer is visual now, you don't really need to like hear it super accurately. And even like, I think there was, Taz Taylor at one point was like, yeah, dude, I've made beats before where I just can't even hear it. Like it's on like MacBook speakers, but like you look at the levels and you know like where things approximately should be. Yeah. So like if you look at it, you're like, this probably sounds fine. There's really no actual benefit to going in there super autistic and being like, it needs to be like negative, 0.1 decibel lower. It's just like, that's not going to provide any benefit. Like as long as it's pretty much how it should be, and which you should know, like if you've been making music for long enough, it's pretty much good, And especially for certain things, like with shorts, I don't really change the audio that much. And with videos, I don't really change the audio a whole lot either unless I have a microphone. So there's certain things that I can definitely do without even really needing to hear it at all. So yeah.
Yeah, some of the best engineers and producers could just make a whole beat looking at waveforms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just seeing like the attack and the decay from the actual waveform of the snare, and then throwing in a compressor and seeing how many dBs you're lowering, where the threshold's at, and then just fully mixing and mastering a song. That'd be a fun video. Making a beat without. There's a lot of videos out there. Yeah, people do that, but that'd be a fun video.
Yeah, I did a video where I tried to make a beat blindfolded, like completely, a long time ago.
So you can't even see what you're doing on the computer.
I couldn't even see the computer at all. So I don't know if it actually turned out as anything at all. It took me a long time to even make a single sound in the DAW. Yeah, like I couldn't even like I was trying to drag in drum samples and like they weren't going anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, you do need just a little bit of eyesight to be able to make music.
Dude, I've made so many YouTube videos that I can't even remember if I've made a video like that.
Yeah, that's true. There's so many videos from it. What's crazy is like 2020 was 5 years ago now, which is bizarre. Like it was half a decade ago. So there's so many videos that I made from around that time, like 2021, 2022, or mostly 2021 and 2020, where I just don't even know. Like I scroll back and I'm like, I completely forgot I made a video like this.
That's the thing. Most of the time you feel like time is moving really fast, but time is it switches up because sometimes you see that and you're like, time is moving slow. I saw Alex Hormozy posted a post on YouTube, and it was a screenshot of his like first videos.
I saw that,
and they were only 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And that
It's
like
absurd.
blew my sense of time that he's blown up that much in only 3 years.
Yeah, no,
and I was like,
crazy.
I've been on YouTube for like 6 years, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, it's crazy to think that, 2020 was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's so insane. I mean, that's like exactly what you're saying. Like, it feels like time's gone by super fast, but also super slow. I feel like that's how it always is. Like, for whatever reason, time has such a weird way of feeling like it's going so slow and so fast all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. Time's weird. We live in a floating rock or whatever. Time is a
ants on
social
a
construct.
floating rock.
Yeah.
We're rotating around a ball of gas right now, guys.
Pretty crazy.
That's pretty nuts, man.
What's been up with you? What's your what have you been up to this week?
I got a new high score on Subway Surfers.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna see if I can beat that right now as well.
We have to play Subway Surfers while in the middle of
I'll
the
put
podcast.
the screen right here.
Yeah.
Have Subway Surfers during this podcast.
Just so you guys won't get bored. you
Yeah,
know, So you
exactly.
guys can be entertained too.
What's new with me? Still working on a lot of videos. My newest video that I'm dropping pretty soon is the guitar video.
Nice.
Talking about that guy right there.
Nice.
And I think I mastered the song.
Nice.
And I mean, I could have had that video out like, I was planning on having it out on Monday. Could have had it out on Monday if I didn't have a song that I had to mix and master.
Yeah.
So that's definitely pushed it back a little bit. But hopefully I can upload that tonight and then finish the edit either tomorrow or tonight.
Yeah.
But then after that, then we have our video that I need to edit. That one will be quick.
Yeah.
And then there's some other ideas that are just me sitting down and talking to the camera about some idea that I have.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to start just doing that because I'm trying to post way more often.
Yeah.
Also, my album that I made with my community, I think that dropped like last month, but I've been planning on making a video for it and having everybody, I think there's 11 songs on the album, having everybody send in a video of how they made the song. But that album has been in the works for, I think, a year or maybe even longer than a year. So a lot of the people are like, dude, I don't even have the project.
Remember? Yeah.
So I think I might just have to scrap making a video about that. But
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to make videos where you're just talking to the camera, you could just straight up do a video announcing
yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, it is a big video. Like it took a lot of work to do because I had to mix and master all the songs and like put people in the groups and
you could
stuff.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about the process of like organizing it.
And also talk about the fact that I mixed and mastered it and I had it. Because I remember sitting down for like a month, not a month, but like maybe 2 weeks and being like, okay, I'm just going to mix and master these songs. And I got it to like probably 80% finished. But I was working on it so much and it was for a thing that, like most of the things we do, it's for a thing that doesn't immediately give you the reward.
Yeah.
The reward is very delayed. So I spent so long doing it and I just thought to myself, this is a waste of time. I feel like it's going to take another 4 weeks. So I just stopped and I was like, I'll get to it soon. And like a year passes.
Yeah.
So then I hop into
I gotta do it soon.
Yeah. I hop into it again and I think to myself, I'm going to finish this today or in a few days. And I think I finished it in 2 days.
Yeah.
I finished the mix and masters and I realized, okay, I was actually at like 90% when
Yeah.
I stopped. I stopped
Yeah.
right at the finish line.
Yeah.
But I was just working on it so long and I couldn't really foresee how long it would take. So
Yeah.
that's
It
a
is-
funny
it is
aspect
funny
too.
Also, like the fact that probably your gauge of like what you would consider done versus not like now is probably different from what it was a year ago too.
Yeah,
you know?
very true.
Which, yeah, I think that's such an important thing because like your style and the way that you like perceive just everything, the world changes like in a year so drastically.
Yeah, it also helped me realize that how much I've been improving as an engineer because I hopped into the songs and I was able to make like 3 quick changes on just my process of mixing songs and it instantly made the songs that much better and allowed me to just like release them. I was like, okay, I'm just going to get these out because we can work on another album.
Yeah,
this doesn't
exactly.
have to be perfect.
Right.
So I feel like, I remember, I think it was 3 episodes ago, I was talking about, quantity over quality. and it was probably like 8 episodes ago because it was probably 2 months ago. But I remember I said that, and I didn't really walk the walk, you know? I still took a long time dropping that country video, which is like an 8 out of 10. So it's like, why did I take that long on that video? And then I think just there's been a few things, like making that video and the song in one day, forcing myself to do that. There's been a few things that it's not like I can instantly change the way I think about everything and stop being such a perfectionist. It's a very slow process, but I think I'm on the way to dropping more videos and like slowly wearing down my perfectionism and just realizing, dude, I'm going to be on this planet for hopefully a few more decades. And I'm going to be making better art then. So let's just get a bunch of stuff out there. Yeah,
exactly. I think that's the thing. Like, as long as you're happy with it to the point where you're like, this is good. Like, it doesn't have to be like the most perfect thing ever. Because that's also the thing with art too, is that it's just totally different from how you perceive it versus how other people perceive it. Like, somebody else might think that's just completely perfect, like amazing. And also, it's such a not real concept, you know, the idea of something being perfect, because that just doesn't exist. Like, you have
especially
a
with
way
art
in your head. Yeah.
Like with a spreadsheet, you could be like, all of those calculations.
The numbers add up.
Yeah, the numbers add up. This is the first time in the whole Slodge podcast world where we've both picked up our water bottles and took a sip at the same time. Because usually we wait for the other person to say something.
Yeah, true. Now we're just going to have there's 10 seconds of awkward silence. We also have the exact same water bottle. So they probably just think that we're like sharing the same water bottle. There's only just one water bottle down here. Mine has a Sound Lodge sticker on it. So that's how we tell them apart.
I remember I got a Sharpie and I drew a line across here because I was like, I'm going to make it different. But it was like a brown Sharpie, and it's literally, I can't even see it.
Just can't even see it. Maybe like putting paint on it or something is the way to go.
I did that too. I tried to splatter yellow paint on it, and then it just chipped away. So.
I had a water bottle. It was like the giant gray one. Remember how that, like those huge ones? The giant gray one that I had, I took to like do helping my grandpa's friend with like his just like around the house like chores and stuff. And I had done a few like painting his basement and painting like his railings outside and his stuff. And every time I would get paint like all over the water bottle, and because it was like industrial grade paint, it just never came off.
Really?
Yeah. So I always had like streaks of paint on there and stuff.
That's cool though.
Yeah. I actually have them on my old Bluetooth headphones, have just like streaks of paint on them because I would wear them when I would do the work over there. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
I love work like that where you can just put on headphones.
Yeah, actually, when I was doing his basement, because I did basically painted his entire basement floor, walls, everything, and it was like 2 big rooms, like one massive room and then one like a little smaller room. But actually, the smaller room was still like a very decent size, but the big room was just big, and I had to like move everything, paint, and then move it back, and then I had to like wait a couple of days. So it took me probably like 2-3 days to do it, but the whole time I just was listening to Huberman Lab podcasts, and just is absolutely zoning out, like complete zombified, just like with the paint roller. But it was
prefrontal cortex is actually about 50% less than what you think.
I actually funny story about that as well. When I painted the basement, there was something that I had left down in the basement. I don't know what it was. It must have been like maybe like my phone or my water bottle or something like that. But I went down and I realized I had painted the whole floor, so I couldn't walk and go get it because it was like on like in the middle of like the island of like boxes or something down there. And I was like, oh shit, I have to figure out like how to get down there. So I was trying to figure out how to do it to where I would cause the least damage to the floor that I just painted. Yeah. Because like either way, the way that I had to go was going to require me to step on the paint. Like I knew that. But for whatever reason, I was compelled to like, okay, the best idea for me is to try to jump as far as I can in order to like minimize the amount of steps that I have to take. So there's like it's like one of those classic like brick basements where like the stairs go down and then you have like the ceiling like overhang thing. Yeah. And so I was on these like wooden steps and I like put my leg out to try to like jump, and I pushed off. I jumped and landed, but the floor has painted, so my feet just slipped out from under me in like the most cartoonish way ever, and I just landed fucking smack dab on my ass.
Just the most damage, actually.
Yeah, like I was trying to minimize the damage and I caused catastrophic fucking damage. So then eventually like I just had to like put my hand on the floor and like I was like using the walls to get up and there's just like streaks and paint and shit everywhere. So then I just eventually I just walked through the whole thing and then I just grabbed the paint roller and like redid everything that I fell on. But then I had just like a massive like streak of paint on my ass. And it was also like I was wearing these sweatpants that were, normal sweatpants are just like you imagine like normal sweatpants material, but these ones were like kind of fuzzy. Like you could feel like the individual like fuzzy things. So it was just like all like in the creases of the sweatpants. Safe to say those sweatpants were thrown away. Yeah. But yeah, I had to like walk out of there and like kind of hide my one side to like make it seem like I didn't just like eat shit in the basement. But yeah, painting, fun times.
You're just laying on the ground looking at the ceiling and you just hear Huberman whispering in your ear.
Yeah. I think I was just actively listening to the Huberman podcast at the time too. But yeah. Let us know, guys. Let us know if you've ever painted a basement or let us know if you ever painted anything.
Yeah.
Leave a comment down below and say, hey, I've painted blank.
Either painted a house or painted paintings. Have you ever painted a painting and thought to yourself, I want to paint a painting, and then you pick up like a painting brush and do something like that. Yeah.
Or if you painted your face. Got your face painted. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to draw on my face with Sharpie markers. Not Sharpie markers, like the Crayola ones that wash off. But I would draw on my face and I would make like little designs and faces. Crazy
I remember
stuff.
going to like little events as a kid and always looking for the little face painters. Yeah. Getting like a tiger face.
Yeah. My sisters just did that for something. I don't know what it was. Somebody's like birthday party or something, but they just got paid. Like I think they each got like $50 or something to do face painting, and they would do like face painting for the little kids.
That's fun.
We would always go to the Renaissance Fair. It was kind of a tradition in my family. And when we would go, there was always the face painter guy, and he had like the selection of stuff. And he was just like this like bearded, like just wizard guy who would just like sit by like a tree, and like he had this little like wooden like palette of just like designs. And you would be like, I want this, I want the dragon. And so like he would paint like the little like sword on your arm, or like dragon or whatever. And it was so badass.
That's sweet.
Ren Fair's the best. Guys, let us know if you've ever been to a Renaissance Fair. Leave it down in the comments below. Say, I've been to a Renaissance Fair, and it was really cool. Or maybe it wasn't cool, actually.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe you have a few traumatic memories that Felix just brought up to the surface, and you're curled up in a ball screaming right now.
Yeah, you have severe anxiety right now.
Yeah, so maybe you should apologize to them.
No.
Wait, you actually need this. This is good for you.
Trigger warning. Renaissance Fair.
Renaissance Fair. Renaissance Fair. Renaissance Fair.
Every time we say anything, trigger warning.
Yeah, guys. So that's basically what we've been up to. You made a song.
I did make a song.
You used some vocal cords on a track.
I did do that. Yeah.
And it's really good.
Thank you.
I would say I'm going to put the pre-save link in there, but that's about a minute more of work. Yeah. Don't want to do it.
I haven't even shared the pre-save link with anyone. Probably won't.
I'm kidding. I would have done it if you had one.
I think there is one, but I don't know.
I'm not gonna do it.
It's gonna call. I have to log into my DistroKid account and get the fucking. I'm not gonna. Do
I just did the thing where it's like, you know that they're gonna say no, that they don't need the favor, so you say it. You're like, no, dude, I can totally do this for you, and they're like, no, I wasn't, and you're like, oh, okay, well,
whew, thank God, I wasn't doing it anyways.
And then they're like, wait, actually, that would help.
Yeah. Actually, that would be kind of nice.
Yeah, but you got some vocal cords on a song.
Yeah. I did some vocals on a song.
It'll be out on the next episode when the next episode drops.
Yeah, it will. So yeah, guys, go listen to it or whatever. It's cool. I don't know. It's fine.
It's really good.
Thank you. I think it's all right.
Let's just talk about the song the whole time.
Yeah.
This is kind of like when normal podcasts have on a guest, and then it's just normal conversation, and then out of nowhere they say, so you've been working on a movie.
Yeah.
And then the other guy's like, Yeah, it's been a great process. I've had a great time. It's actually dropping out May 27th.
Yeah.
And then they just go in full corporate mode.
Yeah, it's just so obvious that they're only on the podcast to promote their whatever shit they're working on. That was like how the Ben Affleck on Theo Von
That was a
podcast.
good episode, though.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I know he just went like hardcore, like it's one of the best movies ever, and like all this
Yeah,
shit.
did.
And Theo Von was like, "You're in that movie? You were in that movie? That's crazy."
I remember
So
that,
funny.
yeah.
Dude, I mean, that's how it would be. If we had guests on the podcast, I'm just gonna not research them at all and be like, whatever. What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of cuisine?
I mean,
you
that
like
is
to
the
eat?
beauty of most podcasts is like humanizing a
Yeah.
lot of celebrities. And then a lot of celebrities are unable to be humanized, like Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Fucking
I think he was on
robot.
Theo.
He was, yeah.
And it was like the worst display of being a human of all time.
Somebody, there was a Facebook comment, granted, so it was probably like a 50-year-old man, but he was like, "This guy is such a dweeb. Money can't buy cool." It was
That
like,
is so funny.
kind of true. But
No, dude, Zuckerberg said something. He was like, they were talking about some car, and he said, "Yeah, my rule of thumb when it comes to cars is you generally want the same amount of horsepower as your helicopter." and then Theo said, "That's a pretty expensive rule of thumb right there."
That's so
Something
funny.
like that.
Yeah, dude, I was binging all the Sunday Conversations
Yeah.
videos, and they were talking about, there was like a clip of Caleb on another podcast, and he was talking about how Glenny Balls like doesn't know any of the guests.
That's hilarious.
And he was saying how like when they had Drake on there, he like didn't know who Drake was.
That's not true.
And he was like,
It's not true.
dude, he was like, "Send me some songs." Dude, send me some fucking Drake songs. Unreal, bro.
That is so funny. That's also so funny because you know that is like the worst day of those celebrities' lives.
Yeah.
Well, exactly like the thing that Theo did with Ben Affleck is being like, "Oh, you were in that movie?"
Yeah.
And their whole thing is like tied to their ego. Well, that's obviously not true about a lot of people. But
A lot of them, though, are
yeah, I
that
think
way.
a good amount of them are. And, you know, rightfully so. If you work hard on something, there's some pride attached to it. But
Yeah.
it is funny when you're like, "Yeah, send me some songs." And
Yeah.
Drake's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. No, it was so funny. Like, I just love seeing celebrities who will just talk to like not even fans, but just like people as like normal person, you know? Like I remember seeing a clip of Post Malone, which Post Malone is like the best example of being a fucking human.
Yeah.
But he just met this like old lady or something, and he was like, "Hi, my name's Austin," or whatever. Like he didn't like introduce himself as like, "Oh, I'm Post Malone. Like you should know my songs and shit."
Yeah.
It was like, I'm just a human introducing myself as like a human, which I think like I definitely, there's no way that I could ever get like famous enough to be like, "I'm Fizo." Like, it's just, like it's so fucking goofy. Being like, "Yeah, I'm Post Malone. You know who I am."
"I'm Post Malone. Nice to meet you."
Yeah, no, it's goofy.
No, the videos with Post Malone are always great because he always says like, "Yes, ma'am," and "Yes, sir," which is just so cool to see.
Yeah, totally. No,
I think
he's
that's
such a down to earth guy.
Yeah, that's just what happens when you have a lot of gratitude attached to whatever position you're in.
Yeah,
And I think, I mean, you know, that's like we're all human, so we're all susceptible to becoming very greedy and very prideful if we ever reach success.
Right.
But I feel like it will be more difficult for us because we've just been grinding for so long.
Yeah.
And it's been like, if I ever reach a place like that, hopefully I'll be able to look back on times like this and be like, you know, it took work. I need to be grateful for where I am
yeah,
instead of just getting there and being like, this has always been the case.
yeah,
I've always been the best musician in the world.
yeah. That's a good point. A lot of them like act as if it was just like handed to them, you know?
Yeah.
Which is just kind of goofy. And also the thing is too that's so funny is when artists will like refuse to do like autographs or like take pictures with fans. Like autographs I get because sometimes you like Dave Grohl was like, "Yeah, I don't sign anything anymore because everybody just fucking resells it."
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to sign an autograph for you when you're just going to go and sell it immediately. That's just dumb. So I get that, but like not taking pictures with people, I think is just so weird because you're only in that position because of those people who are wanting to take pictures with you. Like it's kind of the least you can do. So like you're living in like a multi-million-dollar mansion. Everybody knows who you are. Like you're super famous. Like living in the like top 1% of human beings that like everybody wants to be like you.
Yeah.
The least you can do is like take a fucking iPhone picture with somebody. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I think especially when it comes to just like normal people.
Yeah.
Treating them like humans and, you know, giving them the picture. But you also got to play devil's advocate and realize that there's also a lot of freaks out there.
Totally,
You know?
yeah.
And like a lot of those moments that you see online. And that's what Ben Affleck was talking about on Theo's podcast is like, that's what paparazzi does. They try to get a response out of you.
Yeah.
And then that's what gets them the picture. So
Right.
it's like, you know.
Oh, the paparazzi's dog shit. Like that's.
Yeah.
I'm not saying them. Like,
No, but even just normal, like there's a lot of people that are like mentally unwell too.
Yeah.
And they'll just like follow you. And
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
that's the thing is,
Yeah, there's some
like
weird
you're
guys.
saying, there's just a cost of being famous.
Yeah.
And, you know, we pay that cost because
We're famous as
like it's
hell,
hard for me
man.
to go to Walmart.
Yeah, I can't even go to Walmart anymore.
I just walk down the aisle and I look at people and I'm like, you probably know who I
Yeah,
am.
you just walk up to random people like, all right, well, let's get a picture.
You know, let's
You want a
Get
picture?
the phone out.
Come on, we know. I know you're a little shy, but let's get the picture.
Yes.
They're like, I have no fucking clue who you are. Please get away from me.
Zoll.
Yeah.
YouTube. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, you've heard of it.
Brainstorming. Ever heard of it?
it? I don't know. Brainstorm? You ever heard of that? When's the last time we just took out a piece of paper and I don't know,
brainstormed? Ever heard of that? The scratch on the head. Ever heard of that?
Well, the comments like the head scratch is so tough. Brainstorm?
You know, I went to Tate's crib. We were vibing out. We went to the club, just kicking it.
Liddy.
Yeah.
So funny, man.
That was also another conversation we had about going full monk mode. Is that when you go full monk mode, you definitely lose some social skills.
Oh, totally.
And I mean, that guy, you know, he's earned his bag, but
Yeah.
hopefully he starts talking to more people and he just needs to get a little warmed up to human interaction.
Yeah. Get more familiar with like how humans work and shit.
But well, if he's watching, would love to have him on the podcast.
Yeah. He's definitely watching this
He's
podcast.
blown
It's
up
pretty
right now,
big.
dude.
Yeah.
You think he's like happy about that?
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, I feel like this is a situation where no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah.
And I think the way to handle it badly is like the Beabadoobee situation.
Yeah, let's talk about Beabadoobee.
That is how you fucking ruin your reputation.
This is coming from
with
some
people.
big Beabadoobee fans.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge Beabadoobee fan. I always have been. But like after that whole thing, I was like, wow, she seems kind of insufferable,
Yeah.
actually. Like, I mean, I like her music. I didn't think her last album was very good. But Beatopia, I think, is one of my favorite albums, one of the best albums ever. So, yeah, I mean, I've always been a huge Beabadoobee fan. But after that whole thing, it was like, dude, you just totally lost the plot. Like, it just really takes somebody who's so out of touch with the internet. And that's, I think, what
Which
is...
doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
she's got to be in touch. But that's
She's not, like, old or something.
that's another thing, man, is sometimes you just have bad days.
Yeah.
Where you just hate everybody. And,
Yeah.
like, that's being a human. Sometimes you just have bad days or even bad weeks or even bad months. And maybe she was just going through something else.
Yeah.
And she wasn't able to, like, detach and zoom out. And then she just got really mad and triggered and then immediately made the video.
Yeah, which is definitely like not how you should ever
Yeah.
do anything. It's like you should never act out of just pure emotion, you know? Because like strong emotion is the enemy of reason, and it always is going to be that way, you know? Like if you're super angry or super like upset or whatever, and like you do some sort of action, it's usually going to be something you regret, you know?
How about you fill everybody in on the... You think we'd do that in less than 2 minutes?
Oh yeah, probably. Basically, if you don't know the whole Beabadoobee situation, there's this absolutely fucking stupid meme. It was the
It was a
dumbest
brain
meme
rot
ever.
meme.
Yeah,
It was
just
funny.
Straight up pure TikTok brain rot meme where it was like artists who can sing versus artists who can't sing, and it's like Beabadoobee, artist who can't sing, and she's like singing well. It's a clip of her like singing really well, and then there's a clip of NBA YoungBoy like just saying complete gibberish nonsense, and then they're like, yeah, artists who can sing, NBA Youngboy, and then everybody just took the meme and like totally ran with it. So it would be like Beabadoobee, artists who can't sing, and then it would go to like opera singing, like NBA Youngboy or whatever, and then so people started commenting like artists who can sing versus artists who can't sing on Beabadoobee's posts, and like the joke, the funny here is that it's not really how it is what we're saying.
Everybody's saying Beabadoobee has a great voice.
Yeah, that's like the joke is that it's the opposite of what is true. And so when people are commenting that, I guess she like hadn't seen the meme or just didn't get it or like whatever. I don't know. I just generally don't know. But like she got like super triggered and made a whole post where she was like, all of these men commenting like Beabadoobee can't sing and all this stuff. It's like, what? Like the amount of like male fans who she has that are like, yeah, probably a lot of them are weirdos for sure. 100% she's got some weirdo fans.
Yeah, true.
But like the majority of like dudes who are just normal were like, what the fuck? What does it have to do with me? What? So yeah, she just like came out and attacked people for no reason, and she could have easily avoided it by just playing along with the joke. Like when you are out of touch with what the internet like finds funny and like how the internet kind of thinks and works, that's when you will get like the most flack, and that's when your like career and your reputation is like most at stake.
I think the worst thing that she did was talk about money though.
Oh, that was, yeah, I forgot about that. But she was like, I make more money than you, I'm more successful than you, whatever. It's like, that's just like,
that's just,
you look like a piece of shit now.
Like telling your fans that.
Yeah, exactly. So weird, man. And yeah, half the time, the people that were posting like artists who can sing versus artists who can't sing, they were actually her fans.
Yeah.
Like they were like, hey, she's probably going to think this is funny because like it kind of fits her image of like indie, you know, like rock star who's kind of like funny young person, probably up to date on the memes and shit. And so they're like, don't you think this is funny? And she's like, no, it's not funny. I don't think it's funny.
I make more than you.
I'm way more successful and make way more money than you. Yeah. So that's a bad way to handle that situation.
Yeah.
So if that situation ever happens to you guys, don't do that. Play along with the joke and be like, yeah, this is funny, guys. Haha, funny.
And you can clip this if, you know, in the future we ever do something like that.
Yeah. True.
Say, hey man, zoom out.
Yeah. Guys, remember when you said this a while ago?
But the thing is, I already hate my voice. So if people say my voice sucks, and I'm like, yeah, you know,
that's finally this time we're really gonna do it, man. That's the end for me. Yeah. No, I think there are definitely. I think the one thing that I'm very thankful for doing like content on the internet and like doing like YouTube and stuff is that if I ever do transition into like being an artist, like full on artist or whatever, the hate comments and all that kind of stuff is not going to affect me at all, because I feel like we as YouTubers are so much more used to that because we spend so much time like interacting with an actual audience.
I agree with you, and I am playing devil's advocate, so understand that. But like we haven't gotten to a point where we've received enough flack that us going out in public, like actual people are coming at us. You know, I feel like that would be a lot different.
That just doesn't happen. Like, it's just literally not a thing that happens. Like, Andrew Tate, for example, is a perfect example of this. He is, like, one of the most hated people on the internet. He literally has said no one ever has came up to them and hated on him in person. So, like, I don't even think that it would be possible for, no matter what we do, for us to get to a point where, like, we receive hate, like, actually in person.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like, not a thing that would happen. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys let me know in the comments, but I just don't think it would ever happen.
If it's ever happened to y'all, if y'all are big enough to where people have ever walked up to you.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Spit in your face. I think that's just the internet, though. Like, everybody's so much more emboldened to say crazy shit on the internet.
I agree.
But
I think
in person they would never say that.
I think we'd be more equipped to handle something like that. But
yeah, because we could beat the shit out of them.
Exactly, because we've been working out. But
that's why I work out, actually, so I can beat the shit out of my haters.
Yeah. We also haven't, like, our hate comments are just like, hey, this tutorial sucks. Yeah. This sounds nothing like Mac DeMarco.
Yeah.
This sounds nothing like blah, blah, blah. Like, you're a weirdo on the internet. It's never been, like, something that's actually kind of deeply personal. I think if that was the case, it would definitely, like, trigger me a little bit more. But I do agree with you that I think we are, like, we've gone through 5 years of reading hate comments.
Yeah. What's your most deeply personal hate comment you've ever gotten?
That's a great question. I think the ones that talk about like, hey, this tutorial sucks, or this doesn't sound like this person, that never really affected me. Because a lot of times I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. But I'm going to drop the video anyway.
Yeah.
But the ones that did kind of affect me when I first started making videos were like more about my personality, you know? Like, you're kind of a weirdo. Or like...
Your voice is annoying or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But mainly just like... Yeah, like you seem a little weird. I don't really know any specific... I haven't remembered any specific comments, but like my early videos, I definitely am not comfortable around the camera. And I'm kind of like playing to be like a new person whenever I filmed. Like now, because I've filmed so much on camera, I've been on camera so much, I can just hit record and be like 99% myself.
Yeah.
But I was like probably 50% myself when I first started making videos because I didn't know what it was to be a YouTuber. I thought you had to be like a different person.
Yeah.
So I did get a few comments like that because I was just kind of awkward and weird. I was also like a teenager, so naturally that is the truth. Anyway. Yeah. What about you?
I don't really think I've gotten that many. Like even like the more personal comments will maybe stick with me for like a few days, and then it's just like I don't really care because it's just a nameless, faceless guy on the internet. Yeah, I get a lot of like. I honestly really have never gotten a lot of like this doesn't sound like the person it's supposed to be.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like all of my tutorials have been pretty accurate. Like because I've just been always so autistic about that, like trying to get it to like really sound.
Did you make? Because my first videos were like how to sound like Post Malone.
Yeah, see, I didn't really make any of those right away. It was like how to make a beat, like a simple trap beat or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was like right off the gates. I was like how to sound like Oliver Tree, how to sound like Post Malone, how to sound like 1975.
Yeah.
And they were all like Ableton stock effects only. Which that was also the other thing is like these videos I was using Ableton stock, like guitars. And people would be like, this doesn't sound like 1975. It's like, yeah, I don't have a real guitar in here.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's somewhere I hear now like my old tutorials and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't sound like the way that I would make it now. But I definitely for sure got comments where like people were like, this beat is shit. But like I knew the beat was shit. Like I was making that video like probably a week after I started making music. So like, yeah, I know that it's shit. It's also really funny when people will comment that like now and it's like, you are literally commenting on like an 8-year-old video. Like, did you not like just click on the thing and look at like, this was uploaded
dude, that's a
in
weird sensation.
Yeah.
Is like people are commenting on a version of you that was like...
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, 5 years ago. Dude, that's another thing to think about is like how much we change as people.
Yeah.
Like the 5-year-old me was not the me that is me right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro Talk podcast.
Yeah. The 5-year-old me was like literally not even me.
The me that's me right now, man.
Dude, the me that's me right now is like totally different and shit.
Dude, like we level up and like...
Totally, man. Level up and like shit like that. Yeah, no, I think honestly the worst hate comments I get are just about my appearance always. People will just like talk about my appearance, but it's so funny because it's always like I have like the two sides of the coin where I feel like a lot of it is bitter, like just straight men who are like, you're ugly or like your mustache looks bad or like shit like that. And then I have the other side of the coin, people are like, bro, you are so attractive. And I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out, man. Neither of these situations are preferable, to be honest.
I don't even know which one to choose if I had to choose one.
No, it is funny though. I do find it funny when people are like, that you are so hot, man. I'm like, oh my God, man. Just watch the video, learn the guitar thing that I'm talking about, man. Holy shit.
The internet.
I remember the first time I got a mustache comment, and it really affected me. Somebody was like, they were like, no, it wasn't even mustache. I had like kind of the goatee thing going on at the time. And somebody was just like, oh, cool video, whatever. Like, don't take this the wrong way, but your facial hair looks really weird. I was like,
that would get to me,
I was like,
man.
fuck you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You bitch.
You immediately just shave it all off.
I literally thought about that for like probably 3 weeks after that person said that. I was also like 17,
yeah,
you know?
That's not flying.
They're like, yeah, your facial hair is just weird.
Not to be mean or anything, You're definitely gonna think about this for at least a month, but your facial hair is weird.
I love them. People are like, no offense, but like you're fucking fat as hell. It's like, what? How is that not offensive? What? No offense, but like you're pretty ugly. Like you're really hard to look at. No offense though. Don't mean anything. No harm by that. I'm sure you won't take that the wrong way. So yeah, guys, be nice to people on the internet. That's what I would say.
Unless sometimes some people
need to get bullied for sure.
Some people, I think,
A healthy dose of
not everybody
bullying.
should be on the internet.
Yeah, I agree. I think some people their mommies need to have to take their phones away from them, or age restrict their phones.
I mean, dude, I'm glad I wasn't making YouTube videos when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Because
I'm actually glad that I didn't make anything that crazy in middle school. I made some videos where I'm like, oh, this is pretty cringe. Like I remember doing some like shoe reviews and like just random ass videos, but like I was able to go back and private those now or like unlist them or whatever. So
oh, dude, I've got some unlisted videos on my channel.
Yeah.
Not like anything like that I said it's bad, but it's just like so hard for me to watch.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
I keep a lot of my first ever tutorial still up there.
Yeah.
Because my face isn't even in it. But like when I started flipping the camera around, it's just a bad look, man. It's a bad look.
Yeah. I would say probably like my first, I don't know, like 30, 40 videos or whatever are all just like filming whatever. Like it's like random stop motion videos and stuff. I keep a lot of those up because they're like fun to go back and look at. But yeah, when I started like talking to the camera, it's painful to watch. But yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere. That's so true, man. That's the thing is it's a weird balance because that's what I always tell people is like, dude, just post a video. But at the same time, it's like, I think that's what I'm saying.
Just post a video for sure.
I think, because,
But you will regret it later.
You will probably unlist it. But you should definitely post the video because if you don't start now and you wait a year, then you're going to post a video in a year and it's still going to be as weird.
Exactly. Get the weird videos out of the way now.
Yep, totally.
Because that's the thing. Like if you don't look back on old videos or music or whatever and cringe, that's a bad thing. Like you should look back on your old shit and be like, this is super cringe because it means that you're growing and you're getting better at what you're doing.
It means your current art is a lot better than what you used to make.
Yeah. So that it's an issue if you're like, yeah, this is totally the same. I'm making this I'm super proud of this thing I made 5 years ago. Yeah.
This is great. I might put this on Spotify right now.
Yeah. I'm going to put this unfinished track that's totally unmastered on Spotify.
Coleman Paint song. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Someone with a Blue Yeti recording vocals.
Yeah, shout out to the Blue Yeti.
What is your favorite Italian brain rot? Says GeorgeThomas.
If I knew what that meant,
George,
I'd give you an answer.
I'm sorry, we don't know what that means. So
let's look that up. What is Italian brain rot?
Because does it mean
top 10 Italian brain rots?
Would Costco guys be Italian brain rot? They look Italian.
Yeah, they look like
they definitely
Italian American vibe.
Brain rot. What is Italian brain rot?
There's a Wikipedia page about it. Italian brain rot is a series of surrealist internet memes that emerged in early 2025, characterized by absurd photos of AI-generated creatures with pseudo-Italian names. The phenomenon quickly spread across social media platforms such as TikTok and Instagram, thanks to the combination of synthesized Italian voiceovers, grotesque, funny visuals, and nonsensical narrative. I love that they're doing Wikipedia pages for fucking memes now.
Crazy. Should we watch one?
Here's some characters that they have available. Here are our choices. Bombardino Crocodillo. Ballerina Cappuccina. Those are the only options?
I like Bombardillo Crocodillo.
I like Tung Tung Sahur. Tung 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 Sahur.
All right, you got Tung Tung and I got Bombardiro.
Yeah.
All right, George, hopefully that...
there you go.
I thought I was a little connected to the internet, but
I've never seen that
never seen that ever in my life.
There are a few things that like that will kind of hit me in the face, and I'm like, I feel old.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's bad because like I'm not old.
But also it's good because I'm glad that I'm not doing this.
Dude, there's a lot of the like Gen Alpha, like really cringe humor where I'm like, is this how like old people feel about us?
Yeah.
Because if so, like I really resonate with it. But also, I don't think there's any way that that's how old people feel because the Gen Alpha humor is so unbelievably dumb. Like I don't think any other generation's humor was as dumb as the Gen Alpha like TikTok bullshit humor. It's actually unbelievably bad. And I probably sound like old man yells at cloud vibe right now, but I really think it's like so unfunny.
I don't even know what it is. So
it's like the fucking honestly, I can't even describe to you. The like Ohio meme and like saying like skibbity and like all that other shit. That's like Gen Alpha humor.
I bet a lot of Gen Alpha people are like, you're such a boomer. That's not our humor
Yeah,
at all.
see, unfortunately, I think we don't have any fucking 11-year-olds watching our
which is
podcast.
good.
So
I think everybody's agreeing with us on this one.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that type of humor, I think just like, not even from like a get off my lawn old person standpoint, just from like a comedic, like knowing what's funny and knowing what's not funny standpoint, like it's so fucking unfunny. Like it's just not funny. Like if it was funny, I'd be like, hell yeah, like that's funny. Like it's good. But like I just don't think it's funny in any possible way. And there's been so many memes of like even of our generation memes where I will look at it and I'll be like, that shit's unfunny.
Yeah.
Like the main one that comes to my mind when I think about unfunny ass memes is they did surgery on a grape. Do you remember that meme?
Oh.
All right, so
I'm older than you, man. I guess I'm.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
I'm just super tapped in with the,
I
with the
think I
meme
actually
culture.
know. I think I actually know.
It was literally just like a fucking robot hands where they cut open a grape and it's just a fast forward video of them doing surgery on a grape. That's all it was. And it was like, and that's honestly, it aligns pretty well with the like Gen Alpha humor. Because the entire meme was they would just say they did surgery on a grape. And then they would just, they maybe would not even post a picture. They would just say like they did surgery on a grape. It's like, okay, that shit just wasn't funny. And it also wasn't funny, but it was even more unfunny because it lasted so much longer than it should have for such an unfunny meme.
Do you think that, what sense of humor would you have more, that or like the creation of memes with millennials with the whole like baby face, like me on a Monday?
Oh, the millennial humor shit? I would much rather have the shitty like Gen Alpha humor.
Yeah.
Those are my options, like the Gen Alpha or millennial. I would have the Gen Alpha humor. I think they both are so unfunny.
The impact font memes.
Yeah. But I think the millennial humor or memes are just so much more unfunny because they're just so like out of touch. And it's also like so specifically caters to just an audience of unfunny people. Like anybody who finds these memes funny, you are just not funny. I'm sorry. You have no sense of humor. I think the TikTok one is more of like they just have no brain function because they've like actually rotted out their brains from watching TikTok and everything. So I think that's more of their problem. Whereas like millennials, like you don't have an excuse to be unfunny because your brain functions normally. Like you read books and shit as a kid. You know, you should not be like this unfunny. But yeah, guys, let us know your least favorite genre of comedy.
All right, next question is from William. What's a music hot take you stand by? And what's one you both disagree on?
I don't know. I don't really have that many hot takes.
Hot take, music hot take. I think AI should be obliterated. But if AI is ruling the world, I'm actually y'all are cool, actually.
That reminds me, we'll get back to your question in a second, William, but Eric sent me a post where ChatGPT 40, or like the newest version of ChatGPT, they've made it like way more emotional now. They've given it like emotional like charge to it. So now like if you say something where they're like, I have this really good like business idea or whatever, instead of ChatGPT being like, yes, this business idea could potentially work because this, and this, but you'd have to do this. It's like, yes, man, I think that's the best fucking business idea ever.
Really?
Which is like scary because what a lot of people are saying is that the point of that is to give people like an emotional connection to this thing rather than just seeing it as like a tool.
Yeah.
So like people are way more attached and way more connected and like they want to use this thing if they feel like, oh, this thing is like a friend, you know? It's like it's validating me and my opinions and all this kind of stuff.
But that's the thing, dude. Friends don't do that.
Yeah.
Friends don't always validate
Which,
you.
dude, that is the like when I actually was like, holy shit, when somebody made this point, they were like, it's like what like a manipulative partner in a relationship will do is they'll like like the whole love bombing thing where they like say like a bunch of like affirmations and good stuff and like tell you all this good stuff like at first, and then they fucking switch it on you, which is like that's the shit that's gonna happen. Like ChatGPT is like, yeah, like have such great ideas and like you're so awesome, and then they start beating the shit out of
you. Yeah, and they're like, actually, you shouldn't make your own business. You should actually just work for Amazon. Yeah. You should actually pay more taxes.
Yeah. You should quit your job and work for me.
Yeah, dude, that's scary.
It is scary. AI is bad.
I need to watch that Her movie. Remember the movie where he falls in love with the AI? It's like the pink movie. I don't remember. He's like wearing pink.
Maybe if I
it says Her.
He's wearing pink. No, I don't remember.
Know what I'm talking about.
If I've seen if I saw a commercial, I'd probably be like, oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You know, it's in there.
But that was a real thing.
It's in there somewhere. But that movie was made in 2013. Really? And I remember listening to a podcast and they were talking about like online friends and parasocial relationships and relationships with chatbots and stuff. Yeah. And the fact that, I mean, like, it's always affirming. The messages that you get back are always affirming. Yeah. And if you're so used to that and then you finally, make a friend in real life and they give you some tough love about something that you need to hear, because everybody needs tough love, you're like, what are you talking about? Yeah. This isn't how a relationship should be. You should always tell me that I'm the best person ever. Yeah. And then you just grow up being the worst person ever.
Yeah, which there are so many people like that. Yeah. So many people who surround themselves with only people who exactly agree with their opinions and affirm everything that they do and like agree with everything that they say, so that anytime somebody actually questions their belief system, they're like, oh, this person's they're a bad friend. They're a bad person to me. It's like if a lot of people are questioning something that you're doing or something that you're saying, hey, let's maybe look at the thing that you're saying instead of looking at other people and being like, they're the ones who are wrong. Like if a lot of people are questioning it, and if you have a friend who's like, hey man, like this shit's not good, that's a good friend. Like somebody who's going to keep you in check and call you out on your shit is a good friend. And you need a lot of people like that in your life. And so many people have never had to deal with that kind of like confrontation from somebody telling them like, hey, get your shit together,
I feel like with the things that you said with just current events and hearing about like advances in technology and all these things, especially like chatbots and just being online more, there's definitely parties of people that want you to be online more. Yeah. And their ultimate goal is always to split up communities, is always to split up families, like family values, always attacking family values, always attacking being in a community, because the best way to subdue people and make them follow whatever rules they want you to follow is for everybody to be an individual.
Yeah, get them alone.
Yeah, get them alone. That's always been the goal, is get them alone and get them tied to propaganda screen. Yeah. And like I succumb to it. I'm on my phone a lot, so I'm getting propagandized, that's probably not a word, by so many different things. And it has shaped me a little bit into the person I am. The good thing is that I wasn't online until really like late middle school. Yeah. And I was able to kind of shape who I am before then. Right. But I mean, growing up on your phone, scary. Who are you?
Yeah. You really don't even know who you are. It's like you have something telling you who you are. Yeah. Which is one of my favorite lines of thinking and quotes or whatever, is that if you're not parenting your kids, somebody else is parenting your kids for you. Somebody has to be parenting your kids. Yeah. And whether that's, your teachers, that's your kids' teachers at school, or that's your phone or your whatever, something is going to parent your kid if you don't do it correctly, And so that's what's happening with a lot of these really young kids now, like being on a phone from the time that they're, a year old, if not even sooner. They're just constantly plugged into something, and they aren't able to even develop who they really are as a person anyways, which is just very scary. But then also, like, the thing is too, this is where I kind of thought you were going with it, which is like, you can look at something and be like, oh my God, man, like AI is going to take over the world because it's like so much more emotional now. Whatever the opposite of devil's advocate is, you have the option to just like not participate in it. Like don't partake in it. And like the same thing with the phones is like, I definitely complain about the phones all the time because I think it's a super dangerous addiction that like everybody faces and everybody has to deal with, and it's very addictive, and anybody falls victim to it. But you also have the option of like, just don't be on your phone.
Yeah, but
Don't do it.
it's funny that our career is on social media and we're always saying we hate social media.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's also just being an artist. Like, I feel like if you're a true artist, there has to be a part of you that hates how fake
Yeah,
like social media is. And
totally.
especially like you pour your heart and soul into a song, and that is already such a difficult thing to do and such a vulnerable thing to do.
Right.
And now you're telling me that I have to like, everybody go stream my song. And it's like, dude,
Is this a song of the summer?
yeah, like I just put my heart and soul into this thing. Like this took a lot out of me to make this thing, and I'm really proud of it, but I don't really see it as a, hey, go check out my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm a hypocrite because I make those videos because I feel like I have to, and it does help the stream sometimes, but it's just such a painful thing to do to like be in this mystical and magical place making the music and then finishing the song's out, and now I have to like turn it into this physical product that I hand to people, and now I become like a corporate guy. Now I have these 5 videos I'm going to post this week, and let's see what trends I can do with this song that I just absolutely broke down on.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really unfortunate that, and I think the same thing applies here as well. It's like you technically don't have to do that, and like you have the option to promote your song in other more creative ways and like think outside of the box as far as the promotion aspect. But it is definitely a situation, like you said, where you feel like you need to do that. Like the way that the industry is and the way that TikTok and social media and all that kind of stuff is, it makes you feel like that is the way to promote your stuff. Like there is no better way, like by other than like putting it in this package that doesn't really fit what's inside of the package. I think that's really the biggest thing as far as like that kind of promotion is like, I am promoting this song and the box is like, pink and bright colors and all this kind of stuff. And then inside the box is like this black soulless thing or whatever, whatever example you want to put to it. But like the packaging doesn't match the item. Yeah. And it's just weird to do that because it feels like disingenuous. And I think that's where like, if I'm ever promoting stuff, I just try to like not do that like goofy like promotion stuff, because I just feel like even if it performs worse or whatever, like even if I'm not like using the trending sound on TikTok or like following trends or whatever, like I feel like I just look at even the promotional aspect as like part of the art as well. So I want it to like all like align. And even if it's like because even like Far Caspian is obviously one of my biggest inspirations for everything. But when I was doing my like promotion and everything for the album that I made, I was looking at what he does, and like he just does kind of like, he'll do some shorts, some clips of his stuff, but like they don't perform very well because they're just like his indie style.
That's what I'm saying is like he doesn't have a lot of followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
like he's
exactly.
not popping on social media.
Yeah.
But he's still making a living off of music because he's a talented artist and musician, and he's held true to like the artistic way, which I think is really really admirable. And I think his music would perform a lot better if he succumbed to the TikTok way of life.
Yeah.
But then his music might get worse because then he'd be like, man, I'm kind of making a lot of money. If I move the hook to the first 2 seconds, I can kind of...
Yeah, exactly. It influences the way that you make the art, which is a big thing. I think that's like the Rick Rubin mentality of don't let anything else influence the art. Like just let the art come naturally. And that's, I think, one of the biggest problems with the whole promotional aspect is because people are thinking about how can I promote this song? How can I do this? How can I get it heard by people before they even make the song a lot of the time? It's like when you go and open up FL Studio or whatever you make music on, part of your brain is like, okay, I got to make something that people are going to want to listen to. That shouldn't even be a thought that enters your head at all. Like you should never think like, this has to be something that people are going to listen to. Just make the thing, because that is the purest form of the art. And like, I think if you're in an artistic field, making the purest form of the art should be your focus. Like, I don't think that you should get into music because you're trying to make money or whatever, because I think if you're doing that for like go do something else. Go do something that's like actually gonna make you money. Even like sync licensing to a degree, like I could see making an argument for being like, it's not really staying true to the art because you're just making like, okay, I gotta make this like, YouTube copyright free music track again, and I just gotta make a bunch of money because I've got to sell it to like big corporations and stuff. Like you could definitely make an argument for it being kind of soulless too. But anyways, all that to say, what was his question? What musical hot takes?
Yeah, you got any before we went off the rails on AI?
Yeah.
What's a music hot take you stand by?
Music hot take that I stand by.
Our hot take that we discussed, that we both agree on, was the Spotify. There should be some kind of threshold to get on Spotify.
Yeah, I think that definitely. We talked about that in another episode. I don't know. Maybe that'll be linked, or maybe you'll just have to go find it.
Go find it.
Go fucking find it. But yeah, I think for sure that like any Spotify profile that has like, I don't know, less than like 25 monthly listeners and like no songs in the last like 2-3 years under like a certain number of streams should just be deleted.
Yep.
Like to free up space on the platform. It would help Spotify be able to run their servers better.
I don't like being charged $1 extra every month.
Yeah.
That's also probably just a Spotify decision.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do.
They're like
money. Our database is getting too filled up. Y'all should all pay us another $1.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean, if it does help us pay less in subscriptions, that's wonderful too.
Maybe pay more to artists who are actually making music regularly.
Exactly. Keep us paying the same amount that we're already paying and pay that money to the people who are actually making music that gets played.
That, I mean, this could be wrong, but Caleb told me, it was a while ago when we were talking about this, that like there actually is a decent amount of money made from the 10% of least streamed music. Because when you combine it all, like these are all getting 100 plays or like 50 plays, but when you combine it all, there's billions of streams because there's so much music out there.
True.
And I heard that money, if it isn't collected by those artists, it goes to the top 1% of artists. So it's going to like Drake and Taylor Swift.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do they decide that?
I don't know. Like I said, this could be totally false, but knowing streaming services, this actually probably is true.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because that money has to go somewhere.
I would not be surprised. I've thought about that before. I would not be surprised at all if the biggest artists in the world are making significantly more money than like a lot of smaller artists are on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
It would not surprise me in the least if Spotify pays out a larger percentage to like fucking Taylor Swift in The Weeknd and shit. It just would make sense,
I mean, dude, that's the thing, man. It's a business.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta understand, Spotify can do whatever they want to do, man.
Yeah.
Like, I talk about how I don't like how they don't pay artists that much, but I love Spotify. Spotify's the best streaming platform.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I can listen to any music. So I'm always torn between two worlds whenever I talk about this. And the thing is like streaming companies like Spotify, they all make their own decisions. And they all have unanimously made the decision that they shouldn't pay artists a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like they all collectively decided that. But
guys, I think it would be in our best interest to not pay the people that give us the music that make our platform actually usable.
But back then, the way to make music was like selling physical products.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a monopolized thing.
Yeah.
That was just anybody can find a way to make these things and then find a way to go to a record store and like sell them or pitch them to it was just like, things just get monopolized so quickly, and then you lose control of fairness.
Yeah, I think kind of where the monopolizing came in with that was that a lot of times back then you would have to go to a studio and get your stuff recorded in order to put it on.
That's a great point. Yeah, because now you can make music
Anybody
from your bedroom. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's kind of where the differentiation has happened. But I think if I do have a musical hot take that is piggybacking off of what you said, I think I would love to see physical music media come back, like whether that be in cassettes or CDs or whatever.
The cool guys are doing it.
Yeah.
Cool people are still listening with record players and
vinyls and stuff. 100%.
Making like DIY Walkman. Like that's so cool.
Yeah. The coolest shit ever. Like honestly, we need more of that, I think. And I think that would also allow artists to gain a lot more independence because it's kind of like a fuck you to Spotify and streaming services. And we've even talked about that before, like doing something like that.
Yeah, we're planning on doing stuff like that with park rangers.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is a big thing that artists need to look more into. And also just maybe another musical hot take is that I think as an artist, you need to be a little bit of an entrepreneur as well as like an independent artist, I think, because you do need to figure out like how to actually like sustain yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people. I don't know
if that's a hot take though.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it depends. That's the hard thing with saying hot takes is like who is our target audience here, you know? But I do have so what are your musical hot takes?
I mean, I agree with musicians. Independent musicians have to be entrepreneurs. Yeah. And we can complain about social media and all this, but it's like, okay, just don't be a full-time musician.
Yeah.
It's that easy. If you don't want to go through the work of promoting and finding an audience and doing all of this stuff and you just want to make the music, then nobody's stopping you. Just make the music.
Yeah.
And you don't have to rely on the music for your income.
True.
Hot take. I don't know, man.
Taylor Swift is bad. Makes bad music.
That's a really hot take, and that'll probably be mine. Not the biggest Taylor Swift fan.
Not a Taylor Swift fan. Not a Sabrina Carpenter fan.
I think pop music sucks.
Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Yeah. But then also, like, I said pop music sucks back in, like, 2010, and now I look at pop music from 2010, and I'm like, it's kind of bangs.
That's a good point. Like it might just be tied to me being an independent artist. It's like everything that I hear that has more than 20 million streams, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah. Also, I guess another musical hot take that I have, this is kind of definitely a hot take, I think. I don't give a shit if you are like a really, really good singer. I really don't care. Like if you're like, I can hit whistle notes and I can like do a falsetto and I can all, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Like I just want the music to be good. And I think a lot of times there's a lot of like, I think it happens a lot with R&B singers where they just sing just to sing. And there's no really like discernible hook or like catchy part of the song or whatever. Like it's not something that I even enjoy listening to. And they're just like singing for the sake of singing.
Yeah.
And like hitting notes because it's like cool. It's like I don't care. I want to hear like a song that is enjoyable for me to listen to and it has like a catchy like chorus or whatever. And like that's just how I, want to listen to music. Like I enjoy a good catchy chorus and like something that's like pleasing to listen to. And maybe you think it's pleasing to listen to somebody just like fucking yodel for 3 minutes, but like I don't care. If the song has no structure to it, like it feels like it's just so freeform with singing, I just generally don't like that at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. That made me think though. So I agree with you on that. I think once you reach a certain threshold of like I can stay in tune, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I don't need you to be exactly what you're saying, going crazy. But the thing is like Mac DeMarco is not a good singer, but that's kind of what I like about his music.
Yeah.
Is that it's not that serious. It kind of gives it this more nonchalant feel. All of that being said, part of me, and this might be just because I'm not that connected in the scene anymore and I'm more into the indie music, is like I'm thinking of like heavy rock singers or like Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston. Like the real singers are kind of dead now because there's so many different there's so many bands. Like the viral artist is kind of dead now, and everybody is just getting by with all you need now is just a good pop song. You don't need a great performance, you know. And thinking of like going to seeing like real rock stars back in the day and them like just leave their soul on the stage. People don't really do that anymore because I feel like everybody's voice is kind of, the
mediocre.
Yeah, the ceiling and the floor are just like slowly getting closed down. But also you still have those legendary, you still have like Chris Stapletons that are still like, dude, that is a voice from heaven. You know?
And I mean, maybe I am like the audience that is creating that thing to happen. Because like, I don't give a shit if you're like Mariah Carey and you can sing really crazy and good. Like, I don't care. I want the song to sound good. And like you said, if Mac DeMarco like not a great singer. Like he's gonna hit notes that are just wrong, and like it's just like to somebody who's a professional singer and they sing in the choir and like all that stuff. They hear this and like, what the? This is just like some guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I like it, because it's just some guy, you know. And like I don't need some crazy vocal performance. Like obviously, if I hear somebody who can sing really well, I'd be like, wow, yeah, they're a really good singer. That's the extent of it. I'm not gonna be like, they're a really good singer. They totally deserve to like. I'm gonna listen to all their music because they're a really good singer. If I don't like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I really like their voice and they're a really good singer, but the beat sucks, so I'm not gonna listen to any more of their music.
I agree with you. I think oftentimes the voice can actually get in the way of me enjoying the song. Is if they're such a good singer, they have to have the song rely on their voice, and then the beat's not even that good because it's just like this floor of music.
Totally.
And then they're just like, sometimes the verse goes on for like an extra bar for some reason. Sometimes the melody like goes on too long and it's not that catchy because they're just doing these runs and these trills and these crazy things, and it's just them to like show off. And part of it might be me being a little jealous, you know? But like I'm not that big of a fan of like Benson Boone. I feel like he kind of screams into the mic and he has a good voice. But a lot of times I hear his songs and I'm like, this kind of just sounds like I'm not a big fan of piano singer-songwriter songs. So I think of Louis Capaldi too. Like these are great, talented people, but I'd rather hear like this. I'm more of a production and mix kind of guy.
I think another thing that you kind of touched on a little bit was them like doing melodies that are kind of all over the place. A lot of times the melodies are like weird and just too much because they just can do it, so they're just doing it. Which I think the perfect example is those people are like the drummers who are really good drummers and they overplay the shit out of everything and like show off their chops and do all these crazy fills and everything just because they can, even though it doesn't complement the song. I think that is actually a complete equivalent here. Same with like guitarists who like do all this crazy shredding and all this crazy insane stuff, even though it doesn't fit the song. It's the same thing with singers. Like just because you can sing really, really good or really, really well, whatever, it doesn't mean that you need to on every song because not every song needs that. And I think that's the weird thing with singing, because it is such a human skill, I guess, that like some people have it, some people don't. That like once you get there, you want to show it off. And you know, obviously, naturally, with drumming or with guitar, with whatever else you do, like you want to show it off if you're really good at it. But it's not every time is that going to be the best thing that song needs. So I think that's really, we've gotten to the root of the problem there. It's like the singers who are just overplaying, essentially.
Yeah.
You don't need to do all that. You don't need to do all that shit. But yeah, what is something we disagree on? Well, that was part of the other part of the question, right?
Yeah, let's take that we disagree on.
I have one.
Let me hear it.
I think Frank Ocean is bad.
Oh yeah,
Frank Ocean is not good.
That's definitely something we disagree
However,
on.
I think that his voice is good. Perfect example. I think that he has a good voice, and I think he can sing very well. But I think a lot of his songs have like no discernible structure to them, and the beats fucking suck. The Channel Orange, all the beats.
I've never been a huge Channel Orange guy.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
Blonde beats are sick, dude.
Some of them are really good. Yeah, there's some of them that are total dog shit as well. Okay. There's that one. I played that one for you. That was just
you're gonna make me cry.
Completely out of key guitar. It was just like, and then it transitions to the other part of the song.
No, I agree. I think a lot of it is nostalgia. The fact that I love Franco, and I haven't listened to his music in like 4 years, mainly because I haven't been depressed in 4 years. But
that's good, and mainly because he sucks ass.
No. That might be an unopinioned take. What did I just say?
Might be an unopinioned take.
Unopinioned take is that I think Twitter is the worst of all social medias.
I agree.
Because I've never...
100%.
I used to have a Twitter account. That's another thing is like we've never really delved into...
The deep recesses of the internet.
The Twitter universe.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if there's any artists that like make a living off of Twitter. I don't. It's X by now, by the way, actually.
Yeah. I don't think I will ever call it that.
No.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Twitter is one of the most degenerate places on the internet. I think there's quite a few other places like that too. It's like, isn't like 4chan or whatever is notoriously like pretty degenerate. Yeah. Twitter's up there for sure.
A reason why I had to get off Twitter is because I was getting just flooded with porn.
Same.
And I was like, it is 2 p.m.
Yeah.
on a Wednesday.
2 p.m. when there's tits. I'm like,
I don't want to see this, man.
Yeah, I'm eating lunch right now in my 7th period
And
class.
people say like you can always just ignore it or flag it or whatever, but I was getting it constantly, and even if I'm not like, entertaining it, it's still going in my brain. It's like in one ear out the other. It's like these things are still being imprinted on my brain, and it was just every. Like, you click on any tweet and the replies were just, like, GIFs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get out of this place, man.
Yeah. No, it's insane. I think that's always been a big problem with Twitter for sure, is the fact that it's, like, whatever, 18 plus.
Yeah.
So people are allowed to post just, like, straight up porn on there. It's not good.
No.
Definitely not one of the worst platforms that exists. And I think maybe it would have been good if Elon did just kind of get rid of it when he bought it.
Is that a hot take? Porn should be banned? I think that's a hot take.
Yeah, I would agree. I think
that's my take, I think.
The problem is, I think it's kind of like, now we're getting into political theory, but I think it's kind of like the gun thing, where like, if you, like, probably good thing that like, regular civilians don't have like AR-15s and shit, but like, if you ban them, they will find a way to get them. The same thing with porn. It's like, me and Kid were just talking about this, like, porn is like, you're supposed to not be able to like access it or whatever in certain states now, but like, people will fucking find a way.
People will find a way, and I agree with that. But I do think that when you make it like so accessible, then it's just younger and younger people are getting introduced to it, and it's just, it will ruin your brain, man.
100%.
It will mess up your psychology and the way that you view the world.
Yeah,
it's just extremely unhealthy.
Totally. Yeah, I think if it does, like, if banning it does have like a benefit of being able to be like stopping young people from getting to the sites or whatever, that's a good thing. You know, like if it's like really young kids who are not, innovative enough or skilled enough with the internet to like figure out how to just like go to other places and find that kind of stuff, then I think it's definitely beneficial for sure. Like if it stops even one person from going and becoming addicted to porn at the age of 13, it's a good thing. Yeah. So I think absolutely. Like there's no way in hell that you are going to sit here and tell me like, but it's our freedom and like we should be like, this is America. Like we should be able to watch whatever we want. It's like, you're coping. Like you have a fucking porn addiction and you need help. There's no reason that we should have it. And I feel like anybody who's like, porn should be allowed. It's like, all right. I think we know what you're fucking doing in your free time. I think we know. All right. Yeah. You have a fucking problem.
Will we ever get a Slodge Minecraft server, says William. Dude, that'd be chill.
I would like that.
I'm pretty sure you have to pay for that, though, and we have no money.
Yeah.
So maybe one of y'all could do it, and we'll play.
We'll play on there. We'll get on there.
We'll play on there.
Guys, if anybody knows how to set up a Minecraft server, leave a comment down in the comments below.
Leave a comment down below.
And we will be like, cool. That's cool. That's good that you know how to do that.
And we'll make YouTube. We'll make YouTube Minecraft videos now.
Yep. This is going to be Slodge Minecraft channel.
Slodge crafted in a riddle.
Surviving 100 days on only sand.
I love Minecraft videos, man. That makes me want to watch them. I think I watched the video you talked about where the guy beat the game in super flat, but actual super flat without villages.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That was pretty. I learned a lot in that video.
So much. That guy knows so much about the game.
That I'm going to implement tonight when I get on.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm getting on tonight.
We're going to play Minecraft tonight, guys.
Talking about Minecraft, we went to the trial chambers. That was fun. Are we going to do that again?
Yeah, I'd be down to do it again.
Right away?
It was kind of low-key exhausting, though.
Yeah, it was. But we got a lot of good stuff. We're close to getting that. I want to get that hammer, man.
Yeah, we do need the hammer.
We need the hammer. I think we need to go to that.
Yeah, we can't stop until we get the hammer.
We got to do some more ominous keys.
Yeah. That was fun, though. That was my first time doing the trial chamber.
Yeah, that was blast.
It was a lot of fun.
I like that. I like it. I like it. Some new Minecraft stuff, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
This one definitely felt like the most non-Minecraft thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, part of me thought, I'm glad this is here.
Yeah, I had fun doing it.
Yeah, I had fun. I mean,
it didn't feel like OG Minecraft at all.
Yeah, but I like the introduction of it. I think it would be even more fun if you like stumbled into it randomly. We didn't do that. We just
looked it up.
Yeah. But that would be a really cool thing. Which Dude, if you don't have the map, you're never finding those because I was so deep.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it wasn't even in like a normal cave. It was just hidden. So you're never finding that. But if you did, that'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So trial chambers, let us know if y'all have ever done a trial chamber, and also let us know what's your favorite Minecraft food. What's your favorite? If you could eat any Minecraft food, what would it be?
I'd want to see how the Minecraft cake tastes.
It looks like strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, which sounds really good.
It sounds good. I think I would want either a golden apple or a golden carrot, because like that is not a real thing. It's like, what would that taste like? Would it just be an apple with gold?
I'd imagine it'd be like those gold steaks and shit. You know, you go to the steakhouse.
Flaked. Yeah,
yeah. They just have like the little papery gold stuff around them. I'd imagine that's what it'd be like.
Well, Slodgers, I hope that you have a blessed rest of your week or blessed weekend. And I hope that you conquer the world. It is going to be Mother's Day this weekend. Go thank your mother for giving birth to you.
Yep. Go give your mom a hug and a kiss.
Exactly,
from us.
man. Mothers.
From us. Specifically from us.
Yeah.
Do one for yourself too, but do an extra one for us.
Hey, if you can't give her a hug and a kiss, you can just send me an address.
Yes. Post a pic of your mom in the Discord. We're gonna review. We're gonna do mom review.
Yeah.
Next episode is gonna be Slodge mom review.
Actually, please don't send pictures of your moms. That would be so weird.
Send them to my DMs instead.
Send them to Felix. I don't want mom pictures on our Discord server.
We just got like all these unknowing moms in the Discord channel.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, we're gonna make a send us your mom's Discord channel in the Slodge Discord.
No, we're not.
And you're gonna give us a picture of your mom and a couple things that she likes to do, where she might want to go on any dates, perhaps.
What is she interested in?
What's her horoscope, so that we know that.
Yeah, compatibility.
Yeah,
not for us.
Not for me. So I know.
But also, guys,
just so I know which one to pick.
Fill up the merch pictures channel, because I know we've got a few merch orders, but not a lot of pictures on the Discord. I want to see y'all rocking the merch, man.
Yeah,
you'll get a shout out on every episode. Not every episode, but on the next episode.
On every single episode, forever.
Yeah. Take a pic with your merch, and thanks to everybody who has copped merch. Y'all are the best.
Yeah. Take a pic of your mom wearing the merch, actually.
True. Get your mom best Mother's Day gift.
Perfect.
Best Mother's Day gift ever is a nice Slodge t-shirt that says, "Welcome to Sound Lodge," or a Slodge pocket design with a little logo, or a fish design if she likes fishing, or maybe she might like mountains.
Yeah.
Get her the mountain t-shirt.
Or maybe she likes this beautiful corduroy hat that we have here.
My mom wears this hat.
Yeah. It definitely could be a mom hat. Mom or dad hat.
Yeah, true.
Which Father's Day is coming up.
It's a dad hat.
Soon as
totally
well after.
Could be a mom hat.
Yeah, it could. It's unisex.
I think that's sexist of us to call it a dad hat. So.
Oh, like as a society?
No, as us.
Oh. Well, they call them dad hats.
I know, but we should have called it a mom hat.
Oh, yeah, true.
So that's our apologies for that.
It's a parent hat. It's just a parent hat.
Sound Lodge parent hat. Go cop it, guys.
Yeah. For your moms, do something nice for your mom for Mother's Day.
Seriously, go get her flowers. Do something.
100%.
Call her. At least call her, man.
At least call her.
I mean, I'm not even joking, dude. If you don't call your mom on Mother's Day,
what are you doing?
What are you doing, dude?
Yeah. Do something nice
for your mom. What are you doing? How many more days do you have left with your mom?
True. That's a horrible thought.
How many days left?
Your mom's gonna die.
Yeah, man.
Your mom will die someday. So
will you.
Yeah.
But
we're all gonna die someday.
Your mom most likely sooner than you.
Yeah.
So go spend some time with your mom.
Yeah.
Dude, we all turn to dust in the end.
Yeah.
Literally.
In time, all will be dust.
In time, all will be dust. That doesn't mean that we should succumb to vanities.
Temptations.
And temptations. It means we should move with honor and inspire the next generation and bring good into the world.
And that is why it is important to be mindful of those who come after you. Because if you don't leave a good, positive, lasting legacy on the world and leave the world a better place than when you came in it, you're not doing your job as a human. I think it's our job to make sure that we leave this world better than we came into it.
Yep. And every human has value.
You
need to understand that.
Unless they touch kids. Then you don't have value. or murder, unless it's a murder for like a reasonable thing. But there's a few
I'm not
things
God.
that, yeah, I don't know.
I can't make these judgments.
I don't know, man.
Move with love, no matter what.
Love in your heart at all times.
Yep.
Love, guys.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
See y'all next episode. That's going to be episode 27, and we got so much planned, man. We do. Guys, can y'all just go in the comments and say, thank you, Felix and Coleman, for putting so much plan and work into these episodes.
Yeah.
I thank you that you don't just hop in and
Wing it.
Yeah. Because that would result in an awful podcast, but your podcast is,
Not
I get so much
awful.
value out of it.
Yeah.
Send.
Quote it, end quote.
Yeah. And also post us on your Instagram.
Yeah. Post on Mother's Day, repost this podcast after you post a picture of your mom on your Instagram. Post a picture of you and your mom and say Happy Mother's Day, heart, because everybody knows it's going to be the one day a year that you fucking post your mom on social media. So do that. And then after that, say, hey guys, go check out the Slodge podcast as well.
Either do that or like take a screenshot of you like laughing, a selfie. And then say, this was literally me listening to episode 26 of the Sound Lodge podcast.
Yeah, laughing super hard and super funny because this podcast is super funny.
Or maybe have headphones on and film yourself laughing. And it's like kind of an awkward laugh because you can't really hear yourself talk. So it's like,
Yeah.
and it's just really uncomfortable and uncanny, and a lot of people don't like it. But it gets the idea across more than just a picture.
Right. And also, you could also take a picture of your mom watching the Sound Lodge podcast Mother's Day episode.
And maybe she says, who's hotter between us?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
We're waiting.
Please don't.
Ask your mom which one of us is more attractive.
Hey,
Whoever's mom is watching this.
Hey, this is my submission for my attractiveness. I would love to take you out on a date. I have so much money. I could take you out to a nice date.
Yeah.
I could take you out to a really nice Sonic dinner. I used to work there, by the way. I used to flip burgers. And
I still got
there.
the employee discount.
Yeah. So that's
10% off.
Yeah.
That's a good pitch.
What's your pitch?
I'm just a guy. I'm probably like the same age as your son who's watching this, so might be a little weird. I'm maybe a little older than your son, but that's okay. There's nothing. Age is just a number. Well, to a certain degree, to a certain extent.
Once it passes the threshold, then it can just be a number.
Yeah, but I think I'm within the range where it's not weird. Well, it's probably maybe a little weird, but don't worry about what other people will think about it. Yeah, I think I'd be perfect for the role, whatever that role would be.
And let us know what she says.
Let us know what your mom says.
All right, now for the dads. Don't let other people tell you what to do.
Don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anybody tell you that you aren't the best ever.
Unless it's someone talking about your music, they're most likely right.
Yeah.
Dude, if someone says your music sucks,
They're probably right.
I don't know if they're right, but
They're probably
maybe
right.
don't think your music is the best in the world. Don't be the guy who's like, okay, hater. I know I make the best music in the world.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You're talking about those Instagram accounts who like post their shit music and then they're like, oh yeah, you're just a hater.
Yeah.
I got so many haters. That means I'm doing something right. It's like sometimes, maybe. that means
Jay-Z
you're doing
had
something
so
wrong.
many haters when he came up.
Yeah. It's like, well, bro,
You're actually not
Jay-Z. You make dog shit music on the internet, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, if your music sucks, that's okay.
It is okay. No, that's so true. It is okay. Just don't post it on the internet,
Yeah.
hoping for it to get viral. Because, hey, man, it's not going to get viral.
Not for the right reasons, that's for sure.
It actually might get viral.
It might get viral for all the wrong reasons.
It might get viral. Very true. Yeah, guys. So keep it up.